Hi, and welcome to Creator Fundamentals. My name is Dan Currier, and it is my mission to simplify YouTube so you and I can grow together. Welcome, everybody, to the 30,000 subscriber live stream. It's great to have you here. First off, thank you to everybody for helping me get to 30,000 subscribers. It is a big accomplishment, one that I am thrilled to reach, and eventually it'll open the membership option on the channel, so that is good. All kinds of things to talk about with you guys. Kind of got the new setup here organized. Going to turn my replay off in the background so I can't hear myself talk. I see that we had visits early on in the chat from a little squad of miserable trolls. I see that the video currently is picking up thumbs down at a ridiculous rate. So we'll clean up all those guys as we move through. I'll ask the moderators to wipe them out as they see them. But I had to get rid of quite a few of them before the stream even started. So some people have nothing better to do. But for those of you who are here to hang out and celebrate 30,000 subscribers, it's great to have you here. Hopefully the signal is coming through okay, because it says good now. I've been jumping back and forth in terms of the quality of the stream, telling me that it was a bad quality. So hey, expert plumber out there, thank you so much for the congratulations. I'm going to jump in the chat here in just a moment, say hi to everybody. In fact, I think we'll do that now. My setup is a little bit different. I haven't quite decided exactly how I'm going to do this for the long term, but right now I have a little bit of challenge that I have a smaller desk now because I wanted to be able to film from behind my desk from my regular videos. So I got my two 32-inch monitors, which don't really fit on a 48-inch desk. So I have my webcam over here, but my monitor's over here. So for a certain period of time, especially when we get into live streams, you're kind of going to be looking at the left side of my face, but hopefully that's my good side. I don't know which side's my good side, but in any event, let's jump in the chat real quick here and say hello to everybody that's out there. Oreo Time 1, Domo Miller, Kevin Boston's out there, Blackbird or Blackout Bird, Construction Cronies, got a new name I see, good to see you. Slap Happy, Jelly, we have Brick Ninja, who might want to rethink some of those suggestions on how to get subscribers. We also have, is it your boy Jimbo, Video Zeus out there as well. FYI DIY, my son's mother, Doug Houston, good to see you. We have a West Coast Cajun Cuisine, DC Scrap and Rooster, good to see you guys. Let's see who else is out there. Scrolling, trying to catch up here. And we have Legend TV Official. Is it Wando? Is it Do Thong Vlog? I probably butchered that. My apologies. Luna Reacts. We have G-Man Gaming, Talented Television with Kimberly. Who else is out there? Artful Yours with Diana. We have Traveling Down the Banister. Let's see. Vanjie Toledo, RV, Ashes, and April. Stumped is out there. Good to see you. And we have Naomi Dambello. Patrick Hollett, Unboxing It. Or Unboxing IT. I'm not sure what you're going for there with the uppercase. And Expert Plumber, as I mentioned. Great to see you in the stream. And scrolling. Rusty Nation. I see a lot of new names out there. Let's see. Tops World. Super Dave USA. Thank you so much for the congrats on 30K. Tight Talk, why so many dislikes? I think there was a little band of trolls that came through. I had like 4 or 5 messages, like really derogatory messages in the chat that got automatically hidden right as the live stream started. So I don't know. I showed up on somebody's radar this evening, but what are you going to do? Wizard West, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. ×2. Construction Cronies, congrats on 30K, Dan. Thank you for your consult the other day. Very helpful. Awesome. Glad it helped. And thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. Who else we got? We have G-Man Gaming. I got Alex out there as well. Good to see you. Thanks for the congrats. And let me know, guys, that the video and audio sound and look okay, that there's not a lot of buffering or anything like that. I'm not completely thrilled with the look of the camera, but because I had to reboot right before the live stream started, the settings aren't where I want them, so we're just going to have to make do for today. What are you going to do? Sometimes the show must go on, even if you're not completely satisfied with what's happening. Boss Life Online, hello, Creative Fundamentals. Well, hello to you, too. Who else we have out there? Thrifty Santa, ho, 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 howdy, Dan. First time catching you live. Awesome. Great to have you. For those of you who may be new to the live stream and didn't show up just to see how many thumbs down we could get on the live stream, we do this every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern. It's an opportunity for everybody to show up, to hang out with other creators who are all trying to do what you're trying to do. You can ask questions about YouTube or your channel, and we will eventually get to live or channel reviews also. If you do happen to be new to the live stream, you aren't currently subscribed, and you want future videos that can help you simplify YouTube, consider clicking that subscribe button and the bell notification icon so you don't miss a thing. Who else? Let's see. Scrolling. Oops, I saw we were almost there. Let's see. Is it? Oh, some of these names are very difficult, especially for me to figure out, and I apologize if I butcher any of them. Silver giveaways. That's an easy one. Where was it? It was Busasui Jilly. I probably just horribly ruined that name. I apologize, but good to see you. All right, what else we got? We got Yankee Livin', Dika Marvell, Benny the Jets Gaming, and DK Cruels 50, Pad Crew 6 Family Vlog, Swelling Terror, congrats, thank you so much for that. Beachcast Tech Videos, and let's see here, try to get everybody else. Now I saw it, make sure. Traveling Down the Banisters, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. We mentioned Wizard West also, and Construction Cronies also with the super chats. It is greatly appreciated. All right, so I think we are... if I didn't catch your name, just keep talking. We'll get you in there. We got Slow Boat Sailing out there. Anybody else I'm missing? Jared Lendy. Zachary Mario 133. I broke my finger smashing the like button. Thank you so much. And thank you guys for getting the thumbs up above the thumbs down, because that might be I think I had like 27 thumbs down in like the first minute of the live stream. So that's something new. I guess, you know, it's good to have attention regardless of what kind of attention it is. You know what I mean? All right. So going to jump back in, going to scroll back through the chat real quick and look for actual questions. What should one do before changing one's channel name? Do you have any suggestions on that? Yeah, just put a little bit of planning into your channel name. You know, one of the possible suggestions, obviously you want a name that's easy to share. You want something that's unique and is not being used by a bunch of other channels, just because it takes that much longer for you to be recognized as that particular name. And the last thing you want to do is have, you know, like Bob's YouTube channel, and then you try to share it with somebody and they go to YouTube and they search Bob's YouTube channel, and there's like 50 of them and they don't know which one's you. So that's a missed opportunity to potentially expand your audience. So you definitely want to consider a name that is unique, but also unique in a way that's easy to share with people. You don't want it to be hi 437 LKZ 2478 emoji, because it's very difficult for somebody to say, oh, hey, I saw this video on this channel, you should check them out, and nobody can remember what your name looks like or how it's spelled. So keep those things in mind. If you can somehow incorporate what your channel's about in your channel name, that can certainly help you as well. But otherwise, yeah, put some thought into it. If you're going to change it, if you're going to use that as your brand going forward, take a look on social media and other places to make sure the handles and things are available, because it's not the best look in the world when you do grow something, if you are trying to build a business and every handle on every social media platform is different. So all things that you can consider when you're actually exploring a new channel name. All right, so let's get this back over here. So I am talking into it and see. If you have any questions, just tag Creator Fundamentals. It's just much easier for me to find them. And for some reason, I got to like zoom this up, man, because it seems really small on my screen. You know, you appreciate, or you don't appreciate, all the little settings and how you have everything worked out until you completely rearrange your studio and then you can't find anything. All right, here, just scrolling very quickly, looking for questions so I don't miss any. If you don't get your question answered, ask it again with me tagged in it, Creator Fundamentals, so it'll be easier for me to see. Blackout Bird, I love your beard. Well, thank you. Let's see, scrolling. Stumped, I just started talking with a YouTuber who has 5 million. I asked him for advice, and he messaged back saying, do you want me to give my honest advice? I'm scared for his advice. Yeah, ask for his honest advice, see what he has to say, but don't let it dictate how you function on YouTube, because I would imagine that the advice of a 5 million subscriber YouTube channel is going to be vastly different than what is really meaningful for channels in our neck of the woods. So Super Day, congratulations, thank you. Let's see. What camera are you using? So for the live stream, I use the Logitech C920. I have used my DSLR. I have the Cam Link from Elgato to do live streaming with the DSLR. But because I only currently have one DSLR, I just found that the increase in quality versus the hassle of swapping out my camera every time I want to do a live stream, I think I can get pretty decent quality with the Logitech C920. Usually looks a little bit better than it looks today because I usually have my settings tweaked and I lost them on the reboot. So I had to kind of, quickly try to get things that didn't look absolutely awful, but that's where we are on that. So, and we're trying to catch up here. So I'm moving quickly. And Swelling Terror, congrats. Thank you on that. Another congrats. Thank you guys so much. And let's see. Started talking. We got there. So we're making progress. And do you suggest using, I'm assuming that means the pound sign in video description. No, I certainly don't suggest using it. I don't feel like there's really clearly defined, hey, what's going on? D. Niman in the house. Good to see you, man. I don't think there's really clearly a defined path or approach with the whole hashtags on YouTube. One of the things I do recommend, so for those of you who don't know, the hashtags that appear above your title, the way those appear is when you write out your description, it's going to grab the first 3 hashtags it finds out of your description. So be very careful not to use hashtags that are so general that when somebody clicks on them, it's going to bring you to a list of videos that you can't rank in, and you basically just send somebody away from your content. Me, the only hashtag I use is Creator Fundamentals because I'm fairly confident that if you click on the Creator Fundamentals hashtag, you're going to find my content. But, if you're doing, baking videos, I wouldn't do, like chocolate cake as a potential hashtag because you're probably going to be thrown into a whole huge list, and unless you're ranking at the top of that, you're probably not going to see your own videos in those results. So just keep that in mind. You can put them in the actual title. I haven't really seen a lot of benefit to that. I don't personally do it, but it's something that you can always experiment and see how your particular channel does with that. Let's see. All right, try. Oh. All right. So what do we got here? Is there any truth to the rumor they're gonna up the watch time to 10,000 hours? You know, it's funny because that is the second reference to a rumor on why I had somebody else come in or somebody else mentioned in my comments on one of my videos that they heard in November they were going to bump up the watch time requirement to 6,000. Now you're saying 10,000. I personally have not seen any credible news to that effect. Not saying it doesn't exist, but I haven't heard anything on that. So, we'll have to see. We'll have to see if there's any formal notification on anything like that. I'm curious where you heard that from. Because quite honestly, over the last couple of weeks between doing the set and some other things that I've been working on, for those of you who don't know, I have a creator event that's coming up in May of 2020. So I had a lot of stuff. I was securing the venue on that before I announced it. So these last couple of weeks, I've been a little off. And you also may have noticed I didn't put out a video last week, which is probably the first week that I haven't done that. Because I was trying to get all these other things done. I had some client work that I was working on as well. So it's very possible that such information exists. I personally have not seen anything specific on that. If anybody in the chat has heard about something, definitely let us all know, because that would be some interesting news. But at the end of the day, if you just keep striving to improve your content, it really does get a little bit easier to get those watch time requirements. When that requirement came out of the 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, I didn't meet either one of them on this channel. And now the channel does the 4,000 watch hours, I think, in a month or something to that effect. So it's a whole different ballgame when you just keep striving to improve and working your way up in that regard. Beachcast Tech Videos, love the overlayer using OBS for that. Yeah, this is the original version of OBS. Haven't really dug into Streamlabs OBS yet, although it's on my list of to-do, something I want to kind of explore and try to make that transition, although it's one of those things where you just get kind of comfy where you are now and everything is working the way you want it to. You know, I'm already going through the pains of changing my studio. I'm still not happy with the lighting or the camera position or anything like that yet, but we're still trying to figure all that out. On the positive note, I did have fairly decent quality, or was happy with the quality I was able to get on my traditional videos, although I haven't put one of them out on YouTube yet. I put one out on LinkedIn about the event that I was having with the new setup with the 50 millimeter lens and the lighting and the room situated the way it is. So, all right, let's see. What should you think about when deciding what other social media you should use to complement your YouTube channel? So here's my thought on that. So I am of the mindset that you need to prepare for the other social media platforms when you're first developing your brand, but don't get too carried away thinking that you have to pile out content on all the different platforms. The way I approached it when I first decided to do this YouTube channel, I planned out what my name would be. Like we said earlier, talking about planning the channel name, you want to kind of do some research, make sure that the handle is available on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook, so your branding is in line with all the platforms, so everything meshes together and you're not known as something different on every platform. So that was definitely the first thing. But the way I looked at it, I went out and secured all of those, not because I was going to be actively making content on all of them. I just wanted to make sure I owned that property, so to speak. So I had my name there, and I focused 90% of my time on YouTube. And I use the other social media platforms as a way to share what I'm doing on YouTube. So that's the approach that I took. And then over time, I've done a little bit of experimenting about adding additional content in other platforms. I probably do Instagram the most, second to YouTube, only because I think it's a little bit easier to do Instagram, just because it's obviously very graphic or image focused. So I can take a picture with something that I'm doing, throw it in Lightroom, tweak it a little bit, get it out onto Instagram fairly quick without really getting taking up too much time away from YouTube. So I would say get everything planned in the beginning, but don't worry about having to hit every one of them on a regular basis. If YouTube is your thing, focus on YouTube, go at YouTube hard, and you can slowly ease your way into those other platforms for sure. So it is possible to change our channel name. So there's two things. So when you have your channel name, you have your custom URL, and you also have the channel display name. It's very easy to change the channel display name on a channel. The custom URL, I think you get 1 or 2 tries on that. So if you've already set it once, you might be able to reach out to them and have them change it once, but you can't change it every time, or, a million times. I think it's maybe once, or you can have 2 different URLs, but you may need to reach out to YouTube to get it changed. I've done a little bit of work with clients and changing their names, and reached out through email support and stuff, because the interface doesn't always provide you with the option to do that. In fact, I had one client who wanted a particular name that was owned by somebody else, or somebody else had associated with a channel, even though they hadn't put content on it in years. And we were able to take some copyright documentation, submit it to YouTube, and we're actually able to get that custom URL from that other dormant channel so she could use it on her channel, because she had a brand and a legitimate right to the name. So that was an interesting experience. I was actually a little bit surprised about how well that went, but those kind of things can be done. But generally speaking, I would plan carefully the name that you choose for your channel, and before setting up that custom URL, which you get at 100 subscribers. Last time I checked, I think it's still 100 subscribers. All right, and really need to catch up here. Let's see. G-Man Gaming. So, what are the channel reviews? Is it where you look at someone's channel? If so, I need that. So yeah, channel reviews is basically we pull your channel up on screen. We take a look at your channel as it applies to best practices, and then give you feedback in terms of what you can do to kind of help the channel and point it in the right direction. So we'll take a look at, your branding and your channel art and the message, your about section, the type of content that you're making, how you're organizing the content, those kind of things to kind of give you a little hint on where to go. And I'm seeing in my screen my boom mic up here, which is the one that I use for my standard videos. So we're going to bump that up out of the screen because that's driving me crazy. All right, and let's see how we got here. And we're scrolling. Is using NCS music in videos against terms of service. What does NCS stand for? Forgive me if it's obvious, but I off the top of my head, I don't know specifically what that. No copyright. I don't know what that means. Jay Leibs, hashtag New York City Video Mastermind in the house. Good to see you, man. All right, so channel reviews we tend to get to a little bit later on. We'll put out a call when we're ready to do those, and then we'll try to grab some from the chat at that time. So just sit tight for that if you're looking to get your channel reviewed, and we'll take a look. We'll take a look a little bit later. All right. How should I start making videos regularly after a long break? I would say with the first one. get that first video made and then worry about finding a rhythm and a pattern to that. But the first one after a long break is always the hardest one to make. So get that one under your belt, and that'll get you a lot closer to figuring out what you can do time-wise and, get back into a rhythm. Rusty Nation says TikTok is a good one to bring traffic to your YouTube. I'm curious, does anybody else use TikTok? And if so, are you driving significant traffic to your YouTube channel from TikTok? Definitely let us all know in the chat. Personally, I haven't done much with it. I think I did a little bit back with it when it was whatever it used to be called, but I haven't been really big on TikTok. West Coast Cajun, you can use a 50mm lens in that room. Yes, it can be done because the room is very narrow this way, but it's probably 20 feet long this way. So yeah, my camera is out beyond my desk now, out that way, which allows me to set that up. And if you aren't on LinkedIn, go on to LinkedIn and look me up on LinkedIn. It's under Dan Currier, Creator Fundamentals, and you can see the video that I put out. I think I might have shared it on Facebook as well, just to see what that quality looks like with the 50mm lens set up the way it is. All right. TikTok is like a social media app that all my nieces use. I don't even know all the different ways that they've used it, but I know one of the things they do are these little mashup kind of lip syncing videos to songs. I'm sure there's other things. I've seen little comedy routines and things like that on it as well. But if there's any TikTok users in the chat, let JE Online know exactly what you guys are seeing on TikTok these days. Spark Family TV, good to see you guys. Love the setup. I know you're hard on yourself about it, but it looks great. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. That is the one challenge with the Logitech cameras is they tend to lose their settings when you turn off the computer. So in those cases, like I even went so far as to take a picture last time of the settings to try to get back to where we needed to do or how I needed to set them. But I literally ran into the OBS was dropping frames and wasn't putting out any signal. And it was like 3 minutes before 9 o'clock. So I had to give it the old reboot and pray I could get it back up in a decent amount of time. All right. Let's see. Can I redo the thumbnails in all my videos to make the channel cohesive with channel art? Because I wanted to redo. Yes, absolutely you can. Once you decide on branding, you can certainly go back and change all the thumbnails on your channel to match the new branding. One of the things you can do is kind of sort your videos by the most popular and work your way back that way, so that I'm assuming if they're the most popular videos, then they tend to be the videos that you're showing towards the top of your main channel page. So rather than spending a lot of time on really old content that people aren't generally seeing when they come to your channel, I would focus on updating the branding on the actual videos that people see the most on your channel, i.e. probably the most popular ones, to kind of get that all in lock, and then it's up to you how far back you want to go. I actually have some videos on my channel that probably went to like 3 or 4 branding changes, and each time I went back a certain degree. If you go back on my channel and you look at the videos and scroll back, you can find all the different variations. But at one point early on, I changed my thumbnail routine and I replaced all of them. So there's probably one iteration out there that doesn't exist anymore because I changed all the thumbnails. So, and it's always a work in progress. Never be happy with where you are in terms of your thumbnails and the overall design and setup of your channel. Always be looking for little tweaks that you can do. to improve your channel. And when you get to a point and you can actually afford to get the TUBEBUDDY Legends license, then you can kick in the A/B testing and actually, rather than trying to guess what looks good, you can pop in 2 different versions of thumbnails into TUBEBUDDY and have it track it for a couple weeks, and it'll tell you which thumbnail people are actually responding to the best. So that's definitely something worth taking advantage of when you're in a position to actually get the legend level there on TUBEBUDDY. All right, G-Man Gaming. Sorry you couldn't hang out. Have a good night. Wild Rain, what all does branding include? Well, there's the visual elements of branding, and a lot of times when I say branding, I'm kind of defaulting to the visuals, which is your channel art, your icon, and your thumbnail. You want those all to look like they work together, and they all present a cohesive message. But branding is really everything about you and your channel, how you present yourself, the things that you say, how you say them. All of that goes into, it's kind of like your personal brand or your personal identity online. That's all part of your brand. It's what people think of when they hear about your name, and what they see when they're on your channel. So all that goes into play. Some people do channels that are based on a persona, so everything's branded around that particular persona. It's not really the actual individual or what they're like in real life in some cases. And me, I'm not that complicated. This is me. Beard and all, this is what you get. But yeah, though in general, every once in a while you'll see a video or a channel on YouTube where the thumbnails, they're really nice thumbnails, but they're kind of all over the place. And a lot of those channels are kind of focused on each individual video on its own, and they're kind of trying to drive a lot of views, ad revenue, and those kind of things. But if you have a channel where your brand is important, where you're trying to build a brand that's going to allow you to do things beyond just making videos, then brand is really important, because you want people to know you. You want people to know of your brand and what it means, and that's going to give you the opportunity to branch out beyond YouTube or just making videos into other areas that, additional revenue sources and all those things. So that's why I focus a lot on the branding aspect of it, because a lot of people would love to do this as a full-time career, and I think developing your brand and having, that professional or that clean image of who you are and what you're about is going to help you grow your audience and allow you to do those other things in the future. All right, let's see here. Oh, I see some tags here. I think we covered that one. Jay Liebs, expert plumber, doing well, just hanging out, celebrate Creative Fundamentals milestone. I appreciate that, my friend. Traveling down the banisters. Is our name too long? Should we shorten it? We are a travel and full-time RV living channel. Am I to conclude by the way that your name is written that your last name is Bannister? Is that why it's written? Because it's traveling down the banisters, '*S. I don't necessarily think that it's too long. There's not I don't think there's like huge value in, or you're going to see some incredible difference just by changing the length of your name. And it was, I think Gary V, was it Gary V? I think it was Gary V that put out a video recently that I thought was kind of interesting, talking about how people spend too much time deciding on their name, the name of their company. And he basically brought up the point that when Nike started, Nike didn't mean anything to anybody, and they were still able to build it into a successful company. I agree with that to some extent, but I certainly think having a brand name here on YouTube that kind of communicates what you're about, certainly helps you in the process of developing an audience and sparking that interest from people in terms of trying to see what you do and checking out your content. Expert Plumber, doing great, brother. So happy for you. Creative Fundamentals, thank you so much. It was a pleasure seeing you out there in San Diego for sure. And if you guys have never gone to a conference, seriously consider trying to get to one, because as much as we are all able to interact online through live streams like this, it's just a whole different world when you get the opportunity to meet people face to face at conferences and events and meetups and those kind of things. It's a great experience, and it can really be game changing in terms of setting your mindset in the right direction to not only have set goals that can move you along, but realizing what's possible. When you see people and you meet people in person, you're like, oh wow, these people are kind of like me, and look what they've achieved. We always have this vision that this somebody who's found huge success is just this otherworldly person because all we see them is online. But you meet these people in person and you realize that they are, a lot of them have similar stories maybe to you and how you're starting. And I can't overvalue what it's like to be able to spend time with these people in person. It's just super valuable. The very first conference I went to was Vid Summit in 2017. It seemed like a lot of money. I wasn't going to go. Decided to make it happen, and went outside my comfort zone a little bit, and it's been game changing. So I think I went to that Vid Summit with like 430 subscribers. I went to the next Vid Summit with, I think it was, I don't know, maybe, is it 10,000? And then 20,000 in the next one. So if you haven't gone to one now and they seem like they're too much money, start planning now and pick one out maybe next year or the year after, and find a way to get to one, because they're definitely a great experience. All right, here. And The Predictor, thank you for the congrats on 30K. I appreciate it. Hellcat77, what is the easiest way to put your video information in videos every time you upload? Some copy paste. I believe my friend has a file with everything preset that he can upload. So there are upload defaults. So YouTube gives you one area to create upload defaults. So if you go into your Creator Studio and you click on, I believe you click on channel and then upload defaults, you can put all of the stuff that's common to the video descriptions for every video. You can write all that in there once and save it. And if you do multiple videos, or like you do videos and live streams like I do, I also use TubeBuddy, which allows me to create multiple different templates of upload defaults. So YouTube gives you one, and then TubeBuddy allows you to do multiples beyond that. So for me, I have one with all the information saved for my standard videos, and then one for my live stream. So for me to set up a live stream, I just go in, I click live stream in my TubeBuddy dropdown, and hit the button, and it populates everything. My title, my description, my keywords, all that stuff is saved, and it's all constant for the live streams. And then it's just a matter of me uploading a thumbnail and setting the live stream based on the schedule. It even saves the time of the actual live stream. So super helpful on that front. All right, here. Beachcast tech videos, how much are they? How much are what? If you're asking about TubeBuddy, you can try TubeBuddy for free. You can actually go to try TUBEBUDDY.today and sign up for free. I'll put that in there. If you guys haven't used TubeBuddy, you can go to try TubeBuddy today, sign up for free, and check it out. They basically have tiered levels that will give you different features at certain levels. The free version has a lot of great tools that you can use. There's also paid versions. YouTube is really good, or TubeBuddy is really good about giving you discounts for smaller channels. So when you go in to sign up, if you do want to try one of the paid tiers, you can check any of the boxes that apply on the right, and they'll offer you a discounted price. If none of that fits you, you can use promo code DANSBuddy, and that'll get you 20% off of TubeBuddy. So, and that looks like that. So, definitely worth it. There are a lot of great tools that help you in your daily upload process to make you more efficient, help you save time, and that really helps you be more efficient and get more done on YouTube. All right, here. Question about all one-word usernames. Probably a bad idea, right? This is my old handle, but I thought if I separate words, I'll never rank in search with people like Jelly. Yeah, I mean that's going to depend a little bit. Like here, let's do a little test here. And we go into that. So if I search for your name with no spaces, I'm assuming that's you at the top. And if I search with you with spaces, then you disappear from the search results. So yeah, I mean, the way that you're set up now is how YouTube knows to find you. So I think it's fine the way that you have it, and it does allow you to for people to find you, which is a good thing. The only challenge in that regard is to make sure that if you're sharing your channel with people that they know, to make it all one word. All right. Beachcast, tech videos, Dan's buddy only works on the upper levels, not all. Sarah Dawn, I think I actually accidentally got skipped. My question was about bilingual content. Should I run 2 channels, one in each language? It's the same content, just in 2 different languages. So I actually met somebody at Vid Summit who does just that. I definitely wouldn't put both languages on one channel, just because that's going to cause a disconnect between some of your viewers and kind of end up getting 2 different audiences, and pretty much each part of that audience is not going to be incredibly happy, seeing both of them on a single channel. It's a lot of work, obviously, to do the same content on 2 different channels, but I do know of, I ran into a lady that did a channel in English and one in Spanish, and she had both channels up over 10,000 subscribers. So she was doing just that. She would record she would literally go, I think it was like a travel channel, and she would literally just stop in certain locations and record the same, record herself saying something in both languages. Then they would go edit them as separate videos, put them on separate channels. And that was successful for her. So it's definitely a possibility. Well, I've gone back over the last 6 messages, Stumped, and they're all they're all talking about me skipping you, but I'm still trying to find an actual question. Scrolling. The server is all about analytics and data sharing. People there have helped me a lot. Still don't see the question. I'm halfway up the chat. Let's see here. Oh, hang on. No, that's not you. Yeah, Stumped. I don't actually see a question from you. Type your question again because all I see is your comments. I see your comments. Let's see. We have... I see the server. And then... Please don't skip me this time. You've skipped me 6 times, but I don't see a question there. All right, shadow banning. I think I'm shadow banned. He hasn't seen anything that I say. Either that or I'm being ignored because being missed 8 times in a row isn't normally, especially when I'm tagging him. Yeah, I'm not seeing you tag me, so in between those, I'm definitely not seeing a message from you. Are you possibly putting something in your comment when you tag me that could be automatically hidden? But I don't even see hidden messages from you. I think it's just I'm saying what he doesn't like. No, I definitely don't see it. And then your next message is, no, I'll read along, chat with him to know where he's at. He'll hit every single one and only skip mine. I'm not seeing anything in between those comments, so maybe there's something that's being auto-flagged that you're putting in it. Try to type it a different way so I can see your question because it's not there. Adventures in Dirt. Hey, how's it going? But that's curious because I would think I would see at least your message held for review, but I'm not seeing any messages between those, Stumped. So definitely try to ask it again. Creator Fundamentals, are you awake? I don't know. Do I look sleepy? I'm completely awake. All right. So that's I'm curious if like stuff gets auto hidden because maybe that's why I lose 5 subscribers after every live stream. They're like, they're not answering my questions. Yeah, so Stumped, your next messages I see are, yeah, I think a few of mine were auto hidden, and then it says I was auto flagged for sure, and then Stump said I did. Yeah. Find a different way to word it and ask it because I'm not seeing whatever it is that you're asking. The Helpful Entrepreneur. Hey, Dan, just want to say keep up the amazing content. Your videos are always extremely informative. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it, and thank you for the feedback as well. And now it says Stumped. Oh my OMG, you guys really don't see it. No, I am not seeing your comments. I'm not making that up, I promise. That's bizarre though. Yeah, and it doesn't even give me the option to decide whether I want it or not. So it could be maybe that you're trying to type something that I have banned on the channel. Is it like sub for sub or something related to that? Can I have your mug? It's awesome. This is from one of those, if you ever go to the fair, from one of those like soda trucks. In this case, it was a firefighter themed. But yeah, I like it. Makes everything really cold. Brick Ninja, do end screens help your channel grow? If you're making good content and your end screens are leading to good content and people are following your end screens to watch more good content, then yeah, they could certainly help your channel grow. Just having end screens doesn't necessarily, automatically help every channel grow. But the idea is that you're kind of creating a cycle where people get to the end of one video and you're giving them options to continue watching your content. When that happens successfully, then yeah, that can help your channel grow for sure. Now, see, in this case, I see Talented Television with Kimberly. It says, I was skipped as well. What is the best way to grow my channel? I'm at 160 subscribers. Should I be using different platforms to push to YouTube? May I have a channel review? So in that case, it was like grayed out, and it gave me the option to show or hide, but then it turned on to show, so I don't know if one of the admins did that or not. What is the best way to grow my channel? That is such a general question. The best way to grow your channel is to focus on making content on a consistent basis. Do it for a long period of time and work on improving with each video. And watch a bunch of videos about how to do all the little things correctly. And if you need any recommendations on that, I hear Creator Fundamentals has over 200 videos that could help you do that. My Wild Backyard, what do you know about NCS Music? I'm not sure what NCS Music is. Yeah, Stump, send me a message on Instagram and I will answer it for you. You can just DM me on Instagram and I'll look at your question, since YouTube won't let you ask it. Must be a good one. Slap Happy Jelly cards, are they worth it? Taking people away from your current viewing time, and they might leave the next vid quicker than they would the original. So what you can do on your cards is look for places in your videos where people are dropping out, where you see a significant decline. You can put a card there to try to grab onto some of those people and send them to more content rather than having them drop off your channel altogether. And let's see. Let me know, Stumped, when you ask it on Instagram, because I don't see it yet. If you're getting blocked on Instagram, then you're just really asking a heck of a question. All right. No copyright sounds. Ooh, yeah, not familiar with them. I actually use Epidemic Sound. Or is it Epidemic Sound or just yeah, I think it's Epidemic Sound. So Doug's suggesting that your question might have exceeded 200 characters. But I would think, Doug, if it exceeded 200 characters, it wouldn't even let him hit send, right? I would think that the send button would be grayed out if you exceeded 200 characters. Yeah, the chat's hopping today. I'm doing my best to keep up with it. And apparently things are getting hidden. Using cards has helped my own videos, make it to recommended for each of my videos. Awesome. And we're scrolling. What is the best way to get subscribers and watch hours? So here's the thing with questions. A lot of these questions all kind of have the same answer, and it's not really something that I can answer on a live stream. There are a bunch of different things that go into getting more subscribers and more watch hours. Watch hours, for example, if you're not live streaming, you can start live streaming and build a live stream audience. Watch times are great or live streams are great for building watch time. If you can get an audience and you give them in there, because you're getting all that, you're keeping people for longer than you would normally keep them on a video, and they're multiple concurrent people, so you can really build the watch time that way. So subscribers, there's all kinds of little things that you can do. One of the most important things when trying to gain subscribers is having very focused content. Be as focused on a niche as possible. And sometimes even within your niche, you need to focus on one thing. The more focused you are, the easier it's going to be to get subscribers, keep your subscribers, and keep those subscribers watching, because you're always going to be giving them content that's true to the content that they originally subscribed to your channel for. We're checking Stumped. I still don't have any DMs on Instagram. Let's see. Updated many of my end screens recently and really boosted my interaction with them. Nice. What do you know? We covered that. Talented television. I think I touched on that in terms of the best way to grow your channel using different platforms to push YouTube. Yeah, I mean, you can, using other platforms, if you have social media platforms, definitely share them on all those places. Don't get into that. You don't want to get into the habit of spamming other people's stuff with your links or anything like that. That's not going to help you. But sure, share on your Facebook page and your Instagram and Twitter and all those other places. Those can certainly be ways to get a little more traffic. A lot of times in the beginning, it's really hard to get a YouTube channel going. I know for some channels it looks really easy, but they probably put in a ton of work to get their channels where they are. So it looks like it should be easier than it is. And then when you don't get any activity, it can be really disappointing. And you know, such a major part of the success on YouTube is mental. Just understanding that it is a marathon. I like to tell people, you know, spend a year and make 100 videos and try to get a little bit better each time with each of those 100 videos before you even worry about how many subscribers or watch time about or anything like that, because the reality is it can feel really slow in the beginning, and you just kind of have to keep evolving and not constantly checking the subscriber count and stuff like that, because it can get disappointing at times, and it's just better if you focus on the process of learning how to make content better than trying to push your numbers. West Coast Cajun said, well, yeah, we can't see Stump's question either. And I still don't see it on Instagram, so. Let's see. JE Online, I just asked a question that was skipped too, so it might be YouTube. I don't mind. Oh, let me see. Dignity, gotta go, Dan. Congrats again. Oh, thanks for stopping by. I'm wondering, I think I had it on top chat. Let me see if that changes my ability to see anything. But I don't think that would, because I scroll all the way back, so I wouldn't think it just hides things. Let me just see, though, real quick. No, we got that. We covered that one. That one. That one. Yeah, I mean, that didn't change anything to the extreme. All right. Where are we at here? We have had to go back. I'm back. What did I miss? Did Dan answer my question? Kevin, ask your question again, because I'm not sure that I did answer your question. I don't recall. And let's see. All right, so Beachcast Tech Video says, what is the mic price thing in the lower right-hand corner of the screen? So lower right-hand corner, that is the Stream Boss. Basically what we do here on the channel during live streams is normally when you give a super chat, which is that little square in the lower left-hand corner of the chat with the $sign in it, YouTube gives you the option to contribute to a channel, and in return, you get your comment pinned to the top of the chat. So it'll highlight your comment in a color. If you have a question or something specific, you want to get it bubbled to the top, you can donate a super chat, and it will pin itself to the top of the chat. Depending on how much you give, determines how long it stays pinned up there. What we like to do here on this live stream is we also do the stream boss, which is basically at this point it's Mike Price. So whoever contributes super chat, for every $1 of super chat you contribute, it does 10 points of damage to that health bar that Mike Price has, which is currently sitting precariously at 13 out of 100. Whoever gives the super chat that drops that down to 0, it replaces that channel with your channel. So it'll be your channel name and your icon will appear there. You'll get a fresh 100 health points, and you will be the stream boss until somebody else's super chat knocks you off the pedestal. It's just an extra way to get a little more exposure for the fact that you contributed super chat, and it stays there on the live stream and also the replays. So just another fun way to show appreciation for the super chat, which are all put to good use on the channel. Paying for things like the trips that I take out to Social Media Marketing World and Vid Summit to bring back all the golden nuggets of information to you guys that I'm able to pick up there. So that is what's in the lower right-hand corner. Missy's Enchanted Channel. What are third-party apps? I missed the context of that. If I was going to... Like in this case, I am live streaming on YouTube on OBS. OBS is a third-party app. And then all the elements that you see on my screen, or at least some of them, with the Stream Boss comes from Streamlabs. They put out these little features that you could add to your live stream. Those would be considered a third-party app as well. But in the case of live streaming on YouTube, YouTube allows you to go live through a browser. But if you want to, you can use a third-party app like OBS, which allows you to kind of do a little more professional. You can add images and graphics and overlays and transitions and do all kinds of things like that. So. And real quick, don't forget that this live stream is sponsored by TUBEBUDDY. TUBEBUDDY is the #1 browser plugin for managing and growing your YouTube channel. It is available to download for free. You can go to trytubebuddy.today to check it out. And if you do, in fact, go with one of the paid services, you also get the TUBEBUDDY mobile app for free, which is a really handy app for a bunch of different reasons. To be able to, one of the ways that I use it the most, is when I'm sharing on social media, like we were talking before, you can actually open the TubeBuddy app, and then you can go to any one of your videos and you can save the thumbnail to your phone. That way you can hop over to Twitter or Facebook or Instagram and post the actual thumbnail there to promote your videos and things. So it is available. The TubeBuddy app is available. I think it's like $2.99 or something like that a month if you don't have one of the paid versions of TubeBuddy. But I think ultimately it's probably a better deal to just get like the pro version on TubeBuddy and get the app along with it for free. So super handy. Alrighty, where are we? I think Stumped got lost on the way to Instagram because... Oh, there he is. Okay. Follow. Now he can DM me. Holy smokes. Was that just now? Okay. So Stump's question coming via Instagram. And maybe it was over 200 characters because that's a lot of words. So there is a Discord server made for YouTubers that have over 10,000 subs. There are thousands of members ranging from people like Mr. Beast or Trap Nation who have millions, all the way to small ones like me who have like 10K. The server is all about sharing analytics, collaborating, and helping each other with different issues. I think it would be something you're interested in, and I'm sure you meet the requirements. So if you're not already there, I was just wondering if you want me to get a link from the admins so I can invite you. Sure, you can give me here. I don't know if he's back in the chat yet. Yeah, that's an interesting. I'll have to check that out because it's always fun to share analytics and see what everybody else is doing, as long as you don't get too caught up in everybody else's progress and not yours. So for sure. All right, and let's see, get back down to the bottom. Oh, lordy, lordy, lordy. Okay. So Kevin says he's taking questions now from Instagram while I left for 10 minutes, and this is happening. I must have missed a lot. It's just some people were saying that they asked questions, and I wasn't seeing them, nor was anybody else seeing them in chat. So he jumped over to Instagram too. Let's see. All right. So Doug, okay. All right. So I'm assuming that I got your message, Doug, and I'm assuming that is for a channel review. All right. Give me 1 second here. All right, so apparently on a previous live stream, I was having throat difficulties, and there was a super chat that I did not do a channel review for. So we're going to do that right this second. All right. So here we're taking a look at Blackout Bird. Subscribe for new videos. PSN Bird Sauce. Instagram, Blackout Bird, join the flock. So the first thing I would say is I would remove the Instagram references and all of that on your channel banner. I don't know what PSN is. Let's see what we got going on here. Is PSN like what they call the PS, like, gamer tag or something? Is that for like PlayStation? Call of Duty, yeah. So first thing on your description is I would lead. So your first sentence would be identifying exactly what the type of content is that you are covering on your channel. Obviously in this case it's Call of Duty Blackout. Based on how you have everything branded here, but you want to actually communicate that in the first couple lines in sentence form of your description to say, you know, on this channel you'll find, you know, Call of Duty Blackout content, you know, and focus on that. So like it says, join the flock for new Call of Duty Blackout videos, highlights, and live streams daily, weekly. That would be line 1 in your description up here. All right, so generally speaking, what I've seen thus far, the branding seems kind of locked in. We have this. Normally, I would say just having a black background like you have here wouldn't be the best way to communicate what you are making content about. But these days with copyright, it's kind of hit or miss with video games exactly how they'll treat still prints from their games. I don't know what your experience has been with Call of Duty, but you could certainly give it a try if that's something that they aren't frowning upon. Like down here, I see that you're actually using one, so I would probably try to incorporate something a little more interesting in your actual thumbnails to kind of draw people in, you know, game related, since that's what you're covering. And it looks like, I'm not sure if this is like your new format here. I like the fact that you're being consistent with branding, but remember, people aren't coming to your channel for your brand. Your brand represents the content that people want to see. So it's not like right now your thumbnails are advertising you, and you don't want, you want to communicate the value that you're offering people through your thumbnail. You know what I mean? At this rate, you're just starting the channel. There's not like a bunch of people out there that are looking for blackout bird content yet. So you want to make sure that your thumbnail is enticing them with something that they're already interested in. This case, obviously, Call of Duty is what we're going for. So your video needs to communicate something interesting, something emotion evoking related to Call of Duty, such that people see it when they're scrolling through a bunch of other videos and like, oh yeah, I really want to check out that video. So color-wise, branding-wise, you kind of have everything locked in like that. There's a little bit of inconsistency here where you have the bird here but not here. But I would generally try to, I would get rid of the Instagram thing here. I'm assuming this is like your PlayStation name. That might be okay to leave, considering that you're obviously doing PlayStation content. But I would try to incorporate. So what I would probably do here, like if this is your icon, then I would, maybe move something down to the lower left-hand corner. And I probably wouldn't do the parental advisory on your actual thumbnail. You can handle that part in settings and not have to worry about actually putting an icon on your thumbnail. And then I would use that real estate to do your branding, and then I would get something on there that, communicates what you're actually covering here. I just want to see what some other game, new blackout map. Yeah, I mean, generally speaking on these, try to get a good mix of like something interesting in the game with your branding, so it's just not, another. I'm assuming a lot of these, like these Alcatraz blackout maps, are possibly graphics that the game provided. And if that's the actual Call of Duty logo, then you might want to come up with something that's a little bit more unique and yours, rather than just reiterating the actual game's branding, because that's just going to cause you problems in the future. It's going to be hard to grow your channel that way. And also at some point this game will become less followed as new games come out and stuff like that. So you also want to think about future-proofing your content and your channel, so you don't just get to a point where you have an entire channel that you can't do anything with anymore because you focused all your energy so specifically on one game. Gaming is that one exception where niching down comes with a caveat, because you don't want to niche into something that's going to lose interest. If at some point I don't know how popular it is right now, but you don't want to have a channel that all people expect your content and then people aren't interested in that game anymore. So that's something you want to consider long-term as well. But you generally have the right idea of getting everything together branding-wise. It's just, it looks like you might be using the game's branding and not your own unique branding. I'm not really familiar with it, so I am just based on some of these, though. I can't tell if this is yours. Even if it is, that might not be enough because you're using their actual logo in the background. And then as you continue to make content, obviously you want to get it displayed on your homepage here. And we got TubeBuddy's new version of Channelytics. And all right. Which now has the live subscriber feed right there on the front, which is cool. You want to get descriptions in each of your playlists that explain the type of content in the playlists. And as you get more content, you want to get as many playlists out there as possible. All right. And, uh-oh. So right now, so I don't know if you can hear me, but I just got a error message on my screen that says the application is not responding. The program may respond again if you wait. Do you want to end this process? And the process is Microsoft Windows. So we're obviously not going to end the process. Microsoft Windows, you're killing me. But every time I try to hover over OBS or my browser, I just get a spinning circle. So this is not a good thing. We may be on the verge of a crash. All right, if y'all can hear me, I'm popping up the chat on my phone so I can at least let you guys know. Oh, so so you guys can actually hear me. It's funny because I can see you on the. All right, here. So it's good to see that the information is coming across. So you guys can actually hear me. At this point, I'm trying to wait it out and hope that whatever Windows is doing fixes itself, because right now I can't interact with the computer. So apparently, blackout. YouTube just simply does not want me to review your channel because it's apparently causing all kinds of issues. So, Mr. TV Head, great live stream. Have a great day. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. So yeah, you guys can hear me. I just can't interact. So at the moment, I can't do channel reviews. I wasn't gonna start channel reviews quite that early anyway, but I wanted to make sure that I got that one because of the because I apparently missed it on a previous live stream. I didn't want to leave that hanging. So Beachcast Tech Videos, I can hear you, so you guys can obviously hear me. Right now I'm reading the chat off of my phone because my computer is not letting me interact with anything. I can't even get into the task manager to close anything. Artfully Yours with Diana, do we gauge that our content is getting better by views going up and people watching the videos longer, not by what we think of our own videos? So that depends, because you can have one video that eventually picks up momentum and grows. It doesn't mean that video got better. So I wouldn't judge you getting better based on how many views that you're getting. I would try to analyze your own content, find the areas that you think you can do better on, and then just focus on making those aspects better. Better lighting, better sound, and then just try to develop all your skills and all your content that way. So that would be my thoughts on that. West Coast Cajun says reboot and then go live again. That's a possibility. I'm just a little concerned about what the computer is suddenly doing. Stump sent you a link in Discord. You should try browsing through it on stream. Since it's strongly related to growing on YouTube, I think people would find it interesting. We'll have to take a look at that. Let's see. What is the best software for someone who is terrible at editing like me? The software that I used before Premiere Pro was called Filmora. I believe it costs like $60 for like a lifetime license. And that was fairly easy to edit with. So that might not be a bad one to start with. Traveling down the banisters. I didn't hear what was said before. If they change it to 10,000, you already have 1,000. Will you be grandfathered in? So last time they made a change, no, people were not grandfathered in. They basically gave people a month notice to reach the new requirements, or they would be removed from the program. But I have not heard any specific information about the change to 10,000. So if you did, I'd love to hear about it. I don't know if you follow me on Twitter, but you can find me on Twitter at Creator Fundies or Instagram at Creator Fundamentals. Send me a link to any information you have about that 10,000 being a possible change coming up. All right, here. And all right. Trying to get my channel up and running. Posted some videos already. Any advice for my channel? You have some of the best advice. Any intro maker apps that are good? So generally speaking, I'm not a huge fan of intros in the sense that or at least when I first started YouTube, what people considered intros. First of all, they used to put them at the beginning of their videos, which isn't a good thing because you definitely want to kind of hook people in that regard before you worry about branding. And then it's more of just like a splash, like a logo, something quick, a couple seconds. So I wouldn't go out and buy anything. You can actually do some of that stuff yourself in your editing software. If you have a logo, you can do, like a motion in or show up on the screen and fade out over your content and just do it that way rather than getting too involved in that regard. Does it hurt my channel? I'm going to sneeze. Ow, I think I just pulled something. Does it hurt my channel that I only record videos rather than live stream? No, I mean there's plenty of channels that do videos that don't live stream. All right, how we doing? Oh, did it disappear? Hey, oh, that looks like awful. Hang on, let's see here. 240, 720. Let's see here. All right, so I think we are back up here. My computer seems to have let me come back in. All right. Okay, I have to go. Missy's Enchanted Channel, have a good night. All right. My wild backyard. How could one incorporate live streams into wildlife content? Well, I mean, you could certainly do mobile live streams and actually go out into the wildlife and just answer questions and look around. I don't know specifically how you're doing your content, but just using the outdoors as a backdrop and interacting with your audience can be a great way to implement live streams. Live streams aren't necessarily, I mean, a lot of people use live streams as an extension of their content, and they do the same kind of content during their live stream as they do in their video form. For me, I use them more as just an opportunity to interact with you guys live and be able to answer questions and stuff like that I can't necessarily do through a standard video format. Depending on what the conversations typically go like between you and your audience, you can absolutely do a live stream and just, interact with them in that regard. Or you can make content. You can do a live stream where you're actually, educating or informing people and just do it in live stream format, which is obviously, going to be a little bit different than editing a video, but can still be a great way to interact with your audience. Yeah, Stumped. I'll probably look at that after the stream, check it out. If it's something that there's value in for the audience, then I can either incorporate it in another live stream or check it out or do something else with it. My wild backyard, that would be tough with cellular service. I mean, I've certainly done live streams from my phone. I don't know what your cell service is like where you are, but the mobile live stream actually works fairly decently if you have at least consistent mobile. All right. This is sort of, please don't, can your channel have two different names? For example, if people are looking for one of the two names, they still will go on your channel. No, not really. Yeah, I mean, it would depend what you mean by that. There's, like if somebody, the answer is no, your channel can't really have two different names. But just to do, depending on how you share information, if you have two unique ways that you reference your content, so like if you search for Creator Fundamentals, you get me. If you search for Dan Currier, let's see then you get Creator Fundamentals as well. So because I include my name in all of my content, if somebody searches for Dan Currier or Creator Fundamentals, they find me, but the channel only has one name. So you can certainly, and I just see that Desiree Martinez just put out a video with me. I'll have to check that out. So yeah, you can kind of work your information so people can find you through different searches, provided that they're unique to your channel. But as for the name itself, you're just you're gonna just have the one. Okay. My wild backyard, rural North Carolina, is bad. All right. The Wombat says, how can I boost my upload speed for streaming? Would it be better to go through OBS than just the YouTube Live feature? I don't actually know how YouTube Live adjusts for settings. In OBS, you can certainly drop your bitrate down, and it can help you get a clearer live stream when you have subpar service. I don't know what options, if any, are available on the mobile or on the browser version, or what it actually does to manage that. But I know on OBS you can alter your bit rate to help you get a more consistent signal during a live stream for sure. Kevin, does that mean if I start saying Kevin at the beginning of all my videos, I think somebody Googles Kevin, they'll find me? Likely not, because Kevin is way too common. Kevin Boston 7 perhaps would work. Or, some other reference. But no, Kevin is going to be way too generic to rank to find your channel. Doug Houston, thank you so much for the super chat. Congrats on 30K milestone. Keep crushing it. I appreciate it, Doug. Beauty in the Know. Hi, Dan. Hello to you too. Welcome to the live stream. Super Adonis, hi newbie here. Small YouTuber wants to grow and make a super lovable community. Welcome. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out on the live stream. All right. If anybody has any questions they want covered before we move on, you want to tag Creator Fundamentals and post your question. I'll give you guys a couple minutes to do that. And if I don't get any more questions, then we will move on to some select channel reviews. So the way we do channel reviews, I will do free channel reviews when we're ready to get there. If you want to jump to the front of the line in the channel review section, you can do so with Super Chat. I try to get to, or I will get to, all of the channel reviews that are associated with a Super Chat, other than the one exception that apparently we had the other day when I had a sore throat. But otherwise, that is the plan. And then whatever time is left after that, we'll get in as many free ones as possible. All right. Oh. Traveling down the banisters, we are about to buy a drone for our channel. Should we wait to buy a 4K drone, or you think some of the better 1080 ones will be okay for a few years? Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's a necessity at the moment for 4K. That's just my personal thought. I actually have the Mavic Pro Zoom, or the Mavic Pro 2 Zoom, Mavic 2 Zoom Pro, whatever it's called. That's the drone I have, and it does great quality at, certainly for anything that I need to do content for. But ultimately, that's completely up to you, depending on how you think, how much value that's going to add to your content. I don't actually do traveling videos, so it might be more important for you to get those features. All right, and all right. West Coast Cajun, can you see my questions? No, I didn't see a question from you. Let me scroll. Why are we hiding questions, YouTube? Oh, wait. No, the last comment I see from you, West Coast, is to traveling down the banisters. Thank you. My family loves it as well, because every time I make a video, they get to eat it. And then something to Blackout Bird. Last thing I saw that you tagged me in was reboot and then go live again. Scrolling back down to see. Traveling down the banisters, thank you so much for the super chat. Congrats on the 30K. You are awesome, sir. Thank you. I appreciate the support, and thank you so much for the kind words. All right. Thank you so much, Silver Giveaways, for the super chat. I appreciate it. I would love a review. Okay, we will throw you up there on the list. Oh, whoa, whoa, stop. Oh, I like the channel art. That's kind of cool. All right. And yeah, there definitely seems to be an issue with me not being able to see everybody's questions, and I don't understand why. I see Steph saying, "Did you see my question?" And then left unanswered again. But I don't see a tagged question. If your question was, could you review mine, then I don't consider that a question because we haven't opened it up to ask for reviews yet. So if that's the question that we're talking about, if you have an actual question, then I'll certainly answer that. But I do ignore the can you review my channel, can you review my channel, can you review my channel questions until we get to that point, because otherwise I would just be answering those throughout the entire stream. So yeah, more question issues. Don't worry, I'll ask next week, says Westgate. Yeah, sorry that some of these aren't showing up. I don't know why. Dante Gaming, hi, I just started YouTube. I'm trying to get the ball rolling, get momentum. Do you have any advice for getting started momentum on YouTube? Also, your webcam is really good. Thank you for that. That is the Logitech C920. You can, there's probably a link in the description to it. They come down in price. I think they're like $50 now. So, momentum, I would just say focus on continuing to make content on a regular basis, and don't worry as much on the results as just getting better at making content. I know that's hard to say, but or even harder to do, but it can really drive you crazy in the beginning, trying to if you're living too much in the stats, because everything does move slow in the beginning, and it is a little bit of a grind. You just got to keep chugging along and improving your content and learn how YouTube works, and apply those best practices to help get that momentum. Searchable content helps as well. This has been going, Steph's. I had 3. So I have you, Steph. I see you saying yes. Oh, wait. So, Steph, I see April has been a nightmare to me. And then I see yes. And then I see I had 3 questions. And then this has been going on since the beginning of April. Are you seeing my questions now, Dan? So if there was an actual question in between there, then no, I'm not. I have never experienced something like this before. I remember the time I was lazy about uploading, but my channel grew nonetheless. Yeah, I don't know what's triggering something. There must be like something going on that's hiding certain questions, because no, I don't see. Could you review mine? Hello. I'm literally going back and reading everything with your, could you review mine? Yeah, I see. Could you review mine twice? That's the only thing that I see that looks like a question, Steph. Mr. TV Head would like a review. Yeah, I'll throw you up there. Slap Happy Jelly, can't hang in any longer. 4 a.m. here. Enjoy the rest of the stream. Have a good night. Have a good night, Slap Happy Jelly. Thanks for hanging out. All right. So, I still don't know what your... So yeah, Steph, I don't know if all your question was could you review mine? I'm not talking about review. Do you see it? No. So here I'm going to go back from where so it says I'm not talking about review. Then the one before that says don't you see it now? And then it goes up because my contents have value. And then before that is I remember the times I was lazy about uploading, but my channel grew nonetheless. And then it goes up to I've never experienced something like this before. Are you seeing my questions now, Dan? This has been going on since the beginning of April. I had 3 questions. Yes. April has been a nightmare for me. So no, nothing in there is a question. So I guess I'm not seeing your question. I don't know why certain questions are being hidden. Yeah, Doug, but I would think so. Yeah, I mean, I'm imagining when you guys are asking your questions, you can see your own questions on the screen, right? Because when you get pinged for trying to chat too soon, it doesn't actually let you. It grays everything out and makes you sit there and wait. So the fact that I'm assuming these people can actually see their questions on the screen, but I can't, is kind of bizarre. Tanya McGuire, I know you use a separate mic, but I have been using my camera mic with no problem until yesterday, and I was doing a hangout and suddenly had horrible echoes. Any ideas of why? Oh, there's a lot of variables there. I mean, echoes or feedback would be, possibly your microphone picking up. Yeah, I unfortunately wouldn't be able to answer that question based on that information. Now Steph says, "Oh my God." So you see, YouTube is acting weird. Yes, I see my question. Yes, very bizarre, very. Try asking it a different way or not. I don't know. I'm wondering if there's like something in when people try to tag me. Yeah, I can't see questions by timestamp, Kevin. So it says, I see my question that you don't see or that you haven't answered. I'm not quite sure if you see it. If I asked it at 10:36. Wow, YouTube, you're killing me tonight. Let's see. Let's see if I can see yours, Kev. We are on live chat, not top chat. Yeah, I don't see a question from you. Wait, what's this one? The last question I see from you, Kevin, is the one that I already answered about you asking whether saying Kevin at the beginning of your videos would make Google find you with Kevin. To which I replied, no, it wouldn't, because it's too generic. Oreo time 1. I have to go now. Thank you very much. Have a good night, everyone. Thank you for coming and hanging out. Have a good night. Hey, Doug, can you copy his GIMP question and post it? Because I don't see it. Let me refresh. I don't know why that would matter, but... It's not the wrong question, Kevin. I'm telling you, that's the only question that I can see that you've asked. It's definitely... Try asking these same questions without tagging me and see if that helps. Because 40 messages telling me that I didn't answer your question just makes it really cluttered in there. But maybe there's something happening on certain attempts to tag me. Yeah, I don't even have a thought on how to fix it. Let's see. Top chat, live chat, all messages are visible. Welcome to live chat. Remember to guard your privacy. Okay. Steph's Tardo fan, the reply button does not work. Well, when I reply in the comment section, I reply to my viewer, but 6 replies appear. I saw somebody post about that. The reply button does not work. When I reply, I saw somebody that posted... Where did I see that? I think I saw that on Facebook. Either Facebook or Twitter. Might have been Twitter to Team YouTube. I assume that that's just a bug that they need to work out. All right, Kevin was asking what the difference is for you between GIMP and Photoshop. Well, GIMP is free. Photoshop is not. Also, I've been using GIMP for quite a while now. I actually tried to open Photoshop and use it today, and I spent about 2 minutes in it and then decided I liked GIMP better and went back and did my thumbnail in GIMP. So there's differences in how the tools work. they're fairly similar, but I wasn't about to try to learn the differences in Photoshop tonight, especially when GIMP does everything that I need it to do, and it's free. Of course, I still have Photoshop, so I'm not really using it anymore because it's free. I'm using it because it's what I know. Yes, Doug, I did. All right. West Coast Cajun Cuisine, live streaming absolutely helps with watch time. Like I said, because you're getting, if you have an audience, they tend to watch live streams longer than your standard videos. So yeah, you do build on a average night live stream. At least when I used to do like 3 hours, I would get 100 hours of watch time on one by the end of the live stream. And then you get more watch time on replays. Traveling down the banisters. Every time, no matter what I say, I get blocked, even in Super Chat. The work sounds like nubscribers? Subscribers? Wow, I'm not sure what. Yeah, I think just YouTube's got some strange stuff going on because I've never experienced this either with all these people saying that we can't see their questions. And every time, no matter. I wear the headphones, so if I play sounds on the computer, they don't get picked up in my mic, which will just create feedback. Yep, I covered the difference between GIMP and Photoshop. Yeah, there must be some trigger words or something that's going. It just seems like such a generic word, or has to be so basic. All right. Construction Crony says YouTube has been broken the past 2 days. Good to know. Yeah, YouTube has these little stints where we get little oddities. I'm actually surprised they don't have them more often, as complex as YouTube is and the amount of data that gets pushed through YouTube. Things like this are bound to happen every once in a while. Beach testing with subscribers word. Is this blocked? Nope, it's not blocked. All right, so let's. Alrighty, I'm gonna grab a channel to review. I'm gonna do these couple that we have here for Super Chat, and then we will open it up to the free channel reviews. All right, so this channel is Silver Giveaways, coin roll hunting, free giveaways. Get you some. I do like the icon with the coin and the tire there. Some kind of walking liberty. Can't tell specifically what that is. All right, let's see. All right, so first thing on your description, lead with your headline. Tell people exactly what you do on your channel first, and then get into your intros that you have here where you tell everybody who you are and what you do. So let's see where we got. Our channel is coin roll hunting channel. We do live Roll hunts for silver and rare coins. So something like this as your very first line in your description is how I would reword this, and then you can kind of get into the backstory of who you are and why you do what you do. All right. And then good, carrying your branding from here to here. Looks good. Let's look at your video, see how your thumbnails are looking. All right, so you're missing a golden opportunity here, no pun intended, even though it's a silver channel. But you're doing a channel about coins. You have the opportunity to use some nice high-resolution close-up imagery of coins that are going to attract people's attention and get them to click on your videos and come check out your stuff. And in most of this, you're using solid backgrounds and text. That's an opportunity that you should try to take advantage of. Instead of putting any of this stuff on your thumbnails, you should be taking those nice high-resolution close-up images of the coins, so people will see those and be intrigued to come to check it out. This right here, you can do better. This just actually looks like a screen print. It doesn't actually look like a thumbnail. So that might be the default one that YouTube puts up. But you can create a thumbnail prior to. I don't know if this was... it doesn't look like a live stream, right? Let's see, all videos. Are you doing live streams, or are they all live streams? Let's see what we got here. All right, so we do have our live streams. Again, so what I would be looking for, if using that high-resolution imagery of coins and then maybe tuck the motorcycle down here in the corner so you can just, kind of like see this section of it sticking out from the corner, is enough branding to tie everything in and let people know that the videos are from your channel. But take advantage. I mean, there's certain topics, cars and food and coins, where the imagery can be so powerful, and it's just like, it's like coin porn. You have a nice close-up image of, maybe something that you pulled or coins out of a roll, just so many ways to make that intriguing to people who are into coins, that I think you're missing an opportunity the way that you're doing your thumbnails, and you can definitely improve upon that and probably get more clicks on your videos as a result. So let's see. The other thing, you have your horizontal playlists out here, which is good. I would recommend that you come in here and you actually add descriptions to your playlists. And I don't know, are you making some of those look kind of generic, like mail calls? I would make playlists, like instead of doing uploads, I would create your own playlist that includes your most recent videos, and then it gives you the opportunity to add descriptions. And keep in mind that playlists can actually show up in search results, so anytime that you can make a playlist named in such a way that it might be something people are searching for, then it gives you more opportunities for people to find your content. But yeah, those are a couple things that I would definitely do on your channel. And when you make all those playlists and get them all situated, I would get your created playlists actually out here as much as possible. All right. Now let's jump in the chat real quick and see what other questions I haven't that I haven't seen. Hey, Harley, welcome to the live stream. Thank you so much for the congrats. I appreciate it. Tonight, we're enjoying all kinds of funky stuff in the chat. A lot of people saying that their questions aren't being seen. There's a bunch of questions that apparently are asked that are getting hidden, and I don't know why. Can I do, let's see here. Let me try something real quick. The problem is, and I'm curious, I wonder if there's anything that, with all the recent variations and how people have been doing sub for sub in Don't demonetize me, bro. In comments, I've added some more. Let's see. Channel. Make sure. Maybe we can do a little test here. We want to do that. Please bear with me. Your call is important. Community settings. Let's do a little test. Somebody. Yeah, see, I don't see anything out there too egregious. Somebody type a comment and include the word hug, H-U-G, in it, and let's see if it shows up. Hey, Jeff, welcome to the live stream. Appreciate you coming in and hanging out. But somebody try to make a tag me and type the word hug. I want to see if it appears in the chat. And then right after you type that message, type another message that says done. So I know that you actually did it. Because that's the only generic word. I doubt you guys are asking me questions about hugs, but there's a lot of stuff that's missing from the chat. Okay. So on the real Smurf, I assume that was going to be a done. Does that mean that you typed hug before that in the previous message? Because if so, I didn't see it. But I don't have any like generic words. Blocked words. Oh wait, new, let's see. I know there's a live. So live chat messages with URLs will be blocked. So as long as there's nothing in your chat message that looks like a URL, that disable content only applies to new videos, not community posting. Hold all comments for review. Disable messages in your live chat. Hold potentially inappropriate chat messages for review. But those are the ones that pop up with hide or show. Yes, I did add hug to my filter words. Beachcast Tech Videos, did you see my last? I don't see any recent comments from you other than that one. So yeah, I mean the other block stuff has to do with, you know, like supporting each other. Oh, I think I know. I just realized I have the word done all by itself. So that probably caught up some people if you had done in your comment. So I removed that. We'll hit save there. Helping each other, subbing, sub to sub, help each other, support each, subscribe to my channel, like this comment. I would imagine none of you guys are typing questions. So now if you type done, then it should work in chat, but I guess the question is how many of you guys had questions blocked because you had done in the question. Somebody try again to type done, D-O-N-E. That's ironic because I told you to use done as the okay, so on the Real Smurf, I need a little help with my channel because I think all my videos do not show if you go to my channel. Do not know if it is because it's my second channel, help. So that one was a potential review comment, which I'm assuming an admin clicked on to display. So now done is showing up, but I'm assuming hug. You won't be able to type hug. Only because people have now replaced sub for sub with hug for hug. And not too many people ask me about hugs on my channel, so. All right, good. So that was probably, people were probably experiencing that in their, as part of the issue. Glad we got that figured out. All right. Gonna grab another channel to take a look at here since we've spent all this glorious time talking about hidden comments. Next channel up is Mr. TV Head. Mr. TV Head Roblox, Mr. TV Head _YG. So, first thing I would try to do in my channel art is create a little more contrast between the lettering that you're using and the black background. Using red on a dark background typically will muddy out the letters just because it's not really good contrast between the black background and the red. So I would try to either lighten these up just so people can see them a little bit clearer there. So we're obviously doing Roblox content. I generally see the kind of branding with your character up here and down here. We go to your About section. Hello, small Roblox YouTuber that plays Roblox. I also do not play Fortnite or give away Robux on this channel, so please do not ask for free Robux. Yeah, I don't think you need to have that in your description. All right, and then let's see. Playlists. Whoops, we've got collabs, best videos, simulators. Okay. All right, so there's nothing on your thumbnails that identify your content. Well, that one does, but I think that's, let's see here. I would try to get some type of branding that you can put on your thumbnails consistently that identify your thumbnails as coming from your channel. And I would imagine that you probably don't have to explicitly say Roblox on all your thumbnails, that people would recognize the content as being Roblox related. And again, you want to look for other font besides red to put on dark backgrounds. If you're going to use red, you're going to have to outline it or box it out or something to create some contrast, because it just gets kind of muddy in some of these cases, especially with some of the smaller text. It becomes difficult to read with the varying colors in the background. And then as we create content, let's close this up. We want to get our content listed out here. Collabs, and again, get descriptions in your actual playlists so people know as much information about them as possible. And again, you can do names of your playlists that people can actually search for. Dun 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 dun. The reason done made it in there to my blocked words is because the back and forth of sub for subbers, it was, hey, sub for sub me or hug for hug me, and then people would respond done or done, now your turn, and something like that. And somehow when I was typing it in, I put done all by itself. But if you didn't have done in your question, then that doesn't necessarily solve the problem. All right. Got that one. All right. So if you would like a channel review, you need to tag Creator Fundamentals and then list your channel name. Make sure you're logged into the channel that you actually want reviewed, because I'm not going to go hunting for your channel by some other name. I need you to be logged in using that channel. So if you want your channel reviewed, now is the time to do it. Tag at Creator Fundamentals and list your channel name, and I will grab a few of those to go through and review. Anthony Brown, recently on Livestream and Teo Official TV said the word subscribers. She said YouTube frowns. We are not allowed to say words starting with the letter S. What is that about? Yeah, I don't know. I think that's a little taking it a little bit too strictly right there. Yeah, it does sound like a little bit of sarcasm. Jared Lenny, can I get a channel review? Yeah, we'll pop you up on the list. And then we will grab some here. Okay. All right. I got you, Wild Backyard. You are on the list. All right. Also, if you ask for a channel review and you've been reviewed on this channel before, make sure you let me know what you've changed or what you specifically want me to look at, because I'm not just going to keep bringing up the same channels if nothing's changed on them, because that's not really going to be helpful to anyone, including you. So, gamer. Because I do take a look at the channels before I pull them up for review, and if I recognize them and I don't see anything changed, you're going to have to let me know what, in fact, changed. Right. And we're loading. We're loading. Okay. All right, almost done collecting some of these. I don't know how many of these we're going to get through. I think I'm going to stop right there and start chugging through them and see how we do. All right, So the first channel up is Wild Backyard Find Your Adventure. So I like the channel art. Little bit vague in terms of the type of content, but I think the combination of what you got going on here and your thumbnails are probably going to give people a pretty good idea of what's going on. Welcome. Wow, bleh. It's getting late. I can't talk. Welcome to My Wild Backyard, the nature channel all about finding a wildlife adventure right at home in your own backyard. All right. Find your adventure. It looks pretty good. Can't complain there. Let's look at your home screen. Okay, uploads. Gonna catch it. Reptiles. Got everything laid out. Don't get bit. I like your branding. Very good. On the loose. Assume those are all the recent ones. Yeah, great. I like that. Consistently placed. It matches the branding you got going on up there. See, that's where you made your change. Cool. And then playlists. Reptiles, amphibian. Okay. And channel. So your branding looks pretty good. I'm curious if you did this yourself. So I see you did, like, you have it inverted from what you have here to here. Oh, look at that. You even have a little reptile subscribe button. Very good. And I think you are looking pretty good here. Let's see. How we doing? When did 20 videos in? Awesome. Yeah, generally speaking, I think you're on the right track here. As you got your playlists. I prefer the vertical playlist or the horizontal playlist to these only because you have more space. But if you don't have 5 videos, where's your count on playlists here? 19, 8. Oh yeah, you do and have all of them. Just the opportunity to show, or because you only have 3 playlists, this isn't, this is fine. But as you start to develop more playlists and you want to get as much content on the screen as possible, you can get titles and thumbnails 5 across and just get a little more exposure. But for the content that you have now, this is a good layout, and you got descriptions. I think it looks pretty solid. And when did you actually? May. So let's see. Does that mean? Yeah, if I had anything to try to avoid, it's that big gap you had there. Let's see what you've been 8, 8, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 6, 6. Yeah, I mean, if anything, let's see how you've been doing recently. Month, 3, 1, 1, and then it's been 2 weeks since your last video. If anything, I would say try to be a little more consistent. If you can get a video out a week, I don't know how, I don't want to play these, but how much production time you have in making your videos. But, if you can get a video out a week, that might be helpful, or at least try to find a schedule that you can be consistent on and not have like a big 4-month gap like we see here. But otherwise, branding wise and everything, you seem right on point. So I think if you are putting out consistent content, you'll start to see some good gains there. My Wild Backyard. I do my own graphics. I'm curious, did you try your logo in the same style that you had your icon in, with the with like my and backyard with the scales and the wild green, kind of like you have your icon? I'm just curious, how that would look branding wise, but otherwise, looking pretty good. KRDP, I want to ask, how many years did it take you to get 1,000 subscribers? On this channel, it was 7 months to get 1,000 subscribers. Right? Yeah, 7 months. All right. Have a good night, West Coast Cajun. If you're finding consistency tough with college, then I would try to look at your actual process and how you can actually make your process more efficient to be able to get out videos. Time is one of those things that we all try to manage. All right. Me personally, I have a full-time career and 2 children and 3 dogs and 2 cats. All right. Okay. And let's grab another channel. Keep moving here. All right, we have Jared Lendy, The Kitchen Life of Jared. All right, so what do we got going on here? So it looks like a parody channel centered around food. Let's see. Welcome to my channel, home of Kitchen Life of Jared and other stuff. Comedy cooking show starring me. Okay. So I would try to get, I would skip the welcome to my channel and try to get straight to the point about the specific types of videos that you're making on the channel so people can understand exactly what to expect from you. Take a look at your videos. I wanted to take a look here because I'm not sure exactly how. Let's see what that looks like on mobile. Jared Lendy. So yeah, your channel art doesn't quite fit on mobile the way that it should. It cuts off right about here, and then it goes to like out here. So it just, yeah, kind of a weird, maybe if you kind of reposition that a little bit, you might be able to get that to display a little bit better. As far as your actual, it looks like you're pretty much in your thumbnails in a lot of cases, but in a lot of cases it's you or you as different characters I see here, and you're kind of small, so it's kind of difficult from a branding perspective to actually identify these as your videos. Growth-wise, it's probably going to take a little bit longer to, find an audience, just because you're doing parodies, which are kind of a different topic every time. And it's going to take a while for people to watch your content because of you. Same situation if you had like a vlog or that type of channel where people have to, become familiar with you, in this case as an entertainer, to develop that audience and grow your community there. So I would definitely try to get some branding there, and we're going to close that. Check this out real quick. Home uploads. Get your descriptions in these. And this is kind of, again, kind of tough for people to find via search or anything like that, because I'm assuming that, is this short for the kitchen life of Jared, I'm assuming? How can we better do that? Because that's, unless you're driving traffic from other sources and directing people to look for TKLO Jared, it's probably not helping you a lot in trying to drive traffic to your content. And yeah, I would work on branding a bit. I would clean up your channel art, try to get that straightened out so it displays properly on mobile, get some type of branding on your thumbnails, or redecorate them here, or design them such that your branding elements are obvious. If it's just going to be your face, then you need to be much more upfront in the foreground so people can identify your content as yours. All right, and moving along. The next channel, Traveling Down the Banisters. All right, so first thing that stands out here is there's not really any branding going on. If I was guessing, I would think the people in the photograph are the banisters, but that's, it just seems like a photo was used in the channel art versus an actual designed channel art that provides people some information about what it is to expect on your channel. Hello and welcome to Traveling Down the Banisters. We're a family that lives full-time in an RV and get to tour the world. We're going to post new videos each. You got a typo here. Each week, each month, whatever that is. So please subscribe and turn on notifications. And then, so the first thing that jumps out here is you're doing a video about life in an RV, but there's nothing in your channel art that says RV. There's nothing in your little icon. This looks like you went and had your photo taken at one of those little like Western things. But again, not really helping your brand as in life of an RV, or, full-time in an RV with that imagery. So that's something that you want to think about. You want to get imagery that immediately identifies to the viewer that you're making content about living full-time in an RV. So if we go into your actual videos, again, trying to communicate with people that your channel is focused on RV living. Siesta Key, Sarasota, Florida trailer. Come travel with us. We take you to 3 scenic homes. Epic fail. First time attempt at travel vlog. So again, when you're making your about section, indicates that you want to tell the story of being full-time in an RV. So that puts to mind a certain audience, certain people that you're trying to communicate to, presumably people who are also interested in life in an RV. But then when you make your videos, you're making them about locations and using imagery that has nothing to do with RV living. So I think what you want to do is, instead of just making videos of the locations that you're going to, try to incorporate that experience through the eyes of somebody who wants to see living in an RV content, and then design your thumbnails and your titles and the focus of your videos accordingly. Because none of those titles, to me, says anything about RV living, and those are the people that you're trying to attract. You don't want somebody who is just curious about Sarasota, Florida, when you're trying to grow an audience around the concept of RV living. So you really want to kind of, see your content and your video ideas through that lens as that person, that ideal viewer who is either interested in living in an RV or currently does, who wants to watch that type of content. Unless you've completely given up on that idea and you're just doing a straight up travel vlog, in which case you need to change your about section and use some content or some branding that kind of ties in the fact that you're just doing a straight up travel vlog. All right. All right. And okay, let's grab this next one. But before I do, I'm just going to pull it up on mobile because it looks a little wide, but I could be wrong. Let's see. This is always the challenge. Yeah, I can't even find your channel by your channel name on mobile, but we'll take a look here. So the Games and Writers Show. Let me try typing that correctly. Games and Writers. See if that works better. There we go. So how's that look on mobile? All right, so that does fit. Good. Everything in there. All right, good. Perfect. All right, so the Games and Writers Show. Not really sure what that means, so we got to take a look here. Interview talk show on YouTube that features conversations with writers, actresses, actors, artists, comedians, entrepreneurs, and more. I was telling this to someone the other day, and when I basically said, if your description ends and more, you're not focused on your niche. A lot of people want to keep their options open to stretch out their content to kind of do stuff they want to do versus what's going to help their channel grow. And I'm always curious when I see the end more. Games and writers strive to in-depth interviews and conversations with authors, actors, comedians. Let's see what we're actually putting out for content recently. Best-selling author, actress, writer, and triathlete. Interview with actress and screenwriter. Well, these are all planned episodes, okay. This almost seems like more of a podcasty type material. Very good production quality. I'm just curious if the type of content that you're, or the people that you're interviewing is so wide that it's hard for you to build an actual audience of subscribers that are going to consistently come back to your content. The one thing that you do not want to do here on YouTube is lead your titles with episode information. So when you do your videos, you do not want to lead them with Series 1, Episode 18. You want to lead with your title, and then you can put that at the end, but you don't want to start your titles like this. And again, this type of content, I would imagine it would have to be searchable content to a certain degree for people who are specifically looking for information related to the individuals that you're actually focusing on in these conversations. Let's see. Growth-wise, you're doing not too bad. Interesting. Shout out from Perez Hilton. So I'm assuming you have some other thing that you do besides this YouTube channel. That you're probably driving. Okay. Let's take a look at what your most popular stuff is here. Yeah, I feel like that your content is being driven by the person who you're actually doing the interview with. But I'd also be curious where most of your traffic comes from. Because from the time that you started, you have fairly decent growth since then, but I'm curious how people are finding your content given the way that you have this structured. Which leads me to believe that you might be pushing content possibly from another platform. So if you're still in the chat, definitely let me know. All right. All right, so I have some other ones left up here. So Talented Television with Kimberly Eichel. Are you in the chat? Let me know if you're in the chat. Traveling down the banisters, you can always do whatever you want to do. If you are trying to focus, or if you're trying to position yourself to grow the fastest, being focused, the more focused, the better in most cases. So trying to bring in people who are interested in RV living and then also trying to do a travel vlog, there's going to be some disconnect there, and you're going to end up potentially with two different audiences, and that always becomes a challenge because sometimes you're putting out content that half your audience doesn't want to see. The travel vloggers don't care about RVs, and maybe the RV people don't want to see the travel side of it. Or at least not see the travel. You can do travel through, the eyes of living in an RV, but just doing a straight up on location travel vlog, I think there'd be a little bit of disconnect there, but. All right. Embedded from websites. See, that makes more sense because the way you're kind of situated there, games and writers, it's probably, I would imagine that it's been a little bit difficult for you to drive traffic from YouTube itself. But what I would do when you interview, so when you set up an interview with a specific person, I would do a YouTube search for that person's name and see if there's any phrases or keyword searches that people are doing for that person and how they're doing them. And then I would try to incorporate that into my title of my interview video. Again, push all that episode stuff to the end of your video, and then make sure that your keywords and everything and your description really focus on the person that you're interviewing and that search or keyword phrase that you identified for that particular person. All right, talented. Any word from Talented Television? I don't see it in here. Is Panicked Videos still in the chat? Calling Panicked Videos. Oh, there you are. All right, Talented Television. Let's get you up on the screen and take a look. Talented Television with Kimberly Eichel. Hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Not really sure what your channel is about by looking at your channel art. Let's see what we got going on here. Talented Television is a new show created to showcase the talent of Las Vegas locals. Creator, host, producer Kimberly Eichel has the opportunity to mingle with many talented people and believe it's time to show the world what they've got. Some of Los Angeles' most talented people of various backgrounds. All right, so the commonality among your content is Las Vegas and performing arts. Much more will be featured on the show. Again, every time I see much more or and more, that always makes me nervous that that you're not focused enough on a niche. Subscribe to catch all of our videos. You'll never know what's up next. See, that's kind of what you don't want on YouTube. You want people to at least have a general idea of what to expect from your channel from a growth perspective. So if you get too random in the content that you make, it's going to be really hard to grow an audience on YouTube, just because people subscribe with an expectation of what they're going to see. Also, so the first thing that I'm seeing here is you're making your thumbnails or your titles about you, and you want so you don't need to put your channel name in your titles ever, and you don't want to lead with episode information. So for all these videos, unless you're driving traffic from some other platform, then you would want to make your titles specific to the content that you're making and not specific to the channel. You know, so comedian Jay Devon, that should be, you know, the front end of these titles. What you're covering in the video should be the lead and not your own branding that you have here. If somebody's truly looking for your brand, they'll find your videos by the fact that they're part of your channel. You don't have to explicitly state your channel in the actual title of that video. So I would focus on reworking your title approach so that you're focusing on the content and not the venue or the show in this case. And then I would also consider being a little more consistent in your branding so people can always identify. I mean, it looks like you're part of your branding, obviously. Of course, I would also go so far as to get your image in your channel art as well, so people can identify your face with your brand. And then on your actual thumbnails, I would try to either, like I said, bring your face into them on a consistent basis. And I would also try to avoid, are these vertical videos? Generally speaking, let's see what we got going on here without, I think they might be like phone, or let's see. Either that or they're just, so these are actual horizontal videos. I would try to come up, I don't know, let's, what do we got going on here? I'm not sure how you ended up with with the thumbnail the way it was with the black sides. These right here. But I would try to get a full framed thumbnail for those videos. Same up here. Not the right dimensions, not the right dimensions. And then looks like you got that straightened out up here. So that's good. But again, focus your titles. Get some consistent branding on your thumbnails that kind of tie everything into together so people can look at a thumbnail and know that it's actually from your channel. And, try to keep the imagery consistent so it kind of ties that all together. As you make more content, you get them into playlists. As you get more playlists, you get them listed out on your main homepage here. So you get the playlists. You have uploads. I prefer to do my own version of an upload playlist, and then you start to list them out all the way down the page, as many as you can fit, so people can see a high-level view of the type of content that you're making. All right. All right, so next channel up is Panicked Videos. Our haunted travels, over 200 locations visited. New videos Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Live on Saturday. That looks like it should fit on mobile. All right, so let's see. Let's look at your most recent stuff here. It's pretty clear what you're making content about. Come on. All right. Oh, haunted Lake Park, paranormal, haunting. All right, so the first thing that stands out here is what you're doing here with your branding. The font that you've chosen on the thumbnails doesn't really lend itself to the haunted nature of the font that you've chosen for your channel art. It actually looks more, I don't know, like a car emblem, like shiny, metallic, futuristic writing, than haunted, creepy, scary type font. So I feel like there's a little bit of disconnect in that. Also, the switching between colors. Couple things. I feel like the name itself is difficult to read in all cases, and I think you kind of lose the branding aspect of this using a different color each time that you do it. Let's see how you're doing your playlists. Are you by any chance? All right, so you're not color coding by playlist. It doesn't appear to be anyway. What in the world? Bizarre. All right. So I would try to find more consistency in how you're actually branding each of the thumbnails. And again, I don't think that font really represents the branding that you have up here. And And the consistency in the font is just as, and the color scheme is just as important as the, the artwork and everything itself. When you think of like Coca-Cola, it's very iconic. You know it by the red and white and the font that they use to say Coca-Cola. So you want to keep that in mind when you're kind of bringing your brand elements together for consistency, and make sure that they stay true to the kind of the vision of what your content is about here. Sean and Marianne Donnelly have been researching paranormal activity since 2010. Not only do they investigate, but they deep dive into the history of the locations. Okay. Let's see the frequency with which you're making videos. 5, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. Week. Pretty consistent, it seems. Like generally the framing of that I really like. I think I would say on your thumbnails, you really don't have to do like the investigation 404. You can do that in your title because your thumbnail is always going to show up with your title. I would do variations like you've done for the different videos, but I would try to focus a little more on the emotion, and you really want to, I'm assuming with your haunted, the type of things you're doing, you really want that kind of chilling or frightening aspect of the places that you're visiting, and you want to try to get that to come through in your thumbnails so people are intrigued. So like this, I don't know that the emotion there really says scary or suspenseful in any way. So I would either try to capture faces that communicate that, or I would try to use something that you saw that looks creepy or haunted or something, and use that as the thumbnail. Maybe your thumbnail is like showing somebody pushing into a door, where it's dark in the background, you can't see what's going on, and then people want to know what happens next, so they're going to click on the thumbnail to watch the video. The more that you can kind of lead them in that direction or evoke an emotion with your thumbnail, the more likely you are that they're going to click on it to see what comes next. All right, and then just consistency in the way that you are branding things, using the same fonts each time, and again, finding branding that is more in tune with what you got going on up here. All right. Next Level Tech, thank you so much for the super chat. How does the Stream Boss work? For every US dollar of super chat, it knocks off 10 points off of the Stream Boss. Whoever makes the super chat that brings that Stream Boss down to 0 on the health point bar, it will replace them with your channel and icon, and then you will remain there until somebody else gives a super chat that dethrones you. But just a little bonus for being able to get a little more exposure for your channel by making you the Stream Boss, and you get to hang out on the live stream and the replays during that time that you hold the Stream Boss on the chat. So the font is the database corporate logo. I don't know what that means. Our Haunted Travels is the YouTube series. Yeah, I don't really follow the logic there. Is Panicked a brand? The other thing I would say, if you do go with the multiple colors, you want to create a little bit of contrast around the actual font itself, because like on the blues and some of the darker colors, you really lose the effectiveness of the branding because it kind of blends in. And if you are going to switch colors in the background, then you're losing that aspect of your branding, and you really want to make sure that the font itself can be clearly read, or it makes it more difficult to use it to associate your videos. Okay. Next Level Tech, knock out that boss. Congrats. Thank you so much, Next Level Tech, for the super chat. I appreciate it. I'm sure you're still out there kicking butt. 26,000 subscribers. Awesome. All right. Panicked is a database of haunted location. Yes, it's a brand. So do you guys actually own the brand that is Panicked, and then you also do a you're going to have to clarify that, because it's cool if Panicked is a brand, but you're also branding your content on your channel in two different ways. And people who come to your channel who don't know that Panicked is a database aren't going to appreciate the fact that there's a disconnect between your channel art and how you're branding your thumbnails. So even if it is a brand and it is a database, I think you're losing something there in the way that you're branding everything. Sir, many people do music, so getting in recommendation videos is tough, but it's long term. Right, but if your channel is about your personal visits, then you shouldn't be branding your thumbnails with the database's branding, I guess, what I'm trying to get at. Like, you're doing your own take, and your channel is about your experiences, if you understand what I'm saying. And the way that I'm understanding it now, it's like Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives has a collection of places that they've featured, and some people have taken it upon themselves to do their own trek out to visit all the places they've gone to. And what I'm hearing from you is that there's a database of paranormal places, and you made a channel where you're visiting over 200 of the locations in that database, and you've made a channel about it. But keep in mind that perhaps the person who's interested in paranormal activity doesn't have all the knowledge that you have about what it is. And that disconnect or variation in that might not be apparent to those people. The Wombat says, I am just happy to have finally hit 800. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. Congratulations on getting to 800 subscribers. All right. And is Pad Crew 6 still hanging out with us here in the chat? All right. And we also have Beachcast. Beachcast Tech Videos. Are you still hanging out? And also, let's see. Oh, there we go. Okay. Next up, Pad Crew 6 Family Vlog. All right. Let's take a look at what we got going on here. So the first thing on this channel art is assuming these are our siblings or kids that show up in this vlog. You're going to chop off a child somewhere around here, probably somewhere around there. So you might want to find an image or design a channel art that fits a little bit better in that space so that you're not chopping anybody off in the process. So right now we just have the uploads on your main channel page. Let's see what you got going on for playlists. Plenty of videos, plenty of playlists. You definitely want to get your playlist listed out here on your main channel page so people can see your content and what you are all about. So look at your most recent videos. So I don't see any consistency in your branding in terms of common colors and themes that you're using to identify your thumbnails as part of your channel. I do see occasional repetition of certain family members in the channel, but it's not consistent enough for people to identify these as coming from your channel. And again, when you're doing vlog type content, there's a couple issues that tend to pop up. The first is they tend to be really wide in the topics that they cover. It'll be like, oh, we'll do challenges and vlogs and all kinds of stuff. Let's see what you've wrote here. Welcome to hashtag PadCrew6. Life can give you some twists and turns and achievements, so we decided to vlog them and have a wild, crazy, fun, and exciting time doing it. So join us. Vlogs in general are kind of a slow grow process because people really need to become familiar with you and your family versus a particular topic. So that can take a little while to develop. I see in your icon it kind of looks like you've used some lettering. I don't know if you consider that branding, but if it is, that's something that you could use consistently in your channel art and also in your thumbnails. Your channel art could definitely use some work because right now it doesn't really look like channel art. It looks more like you just uploaded a picture and made it and positioned it so it kind of fit up there. But you can definitely do channel art that kind of identifies what you're making content about. Let's take a look at your actual videos. And again, try to find some colors, some styles, some font choices to make this all consistent and tie it all together so people can identify your content as yours. Bribery, Hayden gets bribed. Birthday. 3 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, month. Yeah, you definitely want to try to find a font choice and stick with it. And also, when you're picking pictures for these thumbnails, try to, again, evoke an emotion, create a cliffhanger, something that entices people to want to come in and see what's next or what's going on. It's like, oh, it's your birthday, happy birthday. You're not really engaging them in such a way that there's any unleft questions for them by that thumbnail, which makes it difficult for people to want to click on that and then find out more, because you identify that it's mama's birthday and you say happy birthday, but you're not really leading them into the content with the way that you have the thumbnail designed. So that's what your thumbnail wants to do. You want to give them a taste, but at the same time, you want to show them something that they want to see more of, so they can kind of finish the storyline by actually watching the video. Alrighty. And did Beachcast Tech Videos chime in? Oh, there you are. All right, good. You are up next. Beachcasts programming tutorials. All right. I have to do the adjust in the chair. Get ready here. All right. And let's see what we got going on. Pretty straightforward there. And check out your about section. PHP. Used to do that. Now it's probably so much different than last time I did it. Home-based office. Usually these will be PHP related or contain other technology in the PHP web development space. Zend Express, which is now part of... Okay. All right. So very specialized PHP coding. All right, so the first thing I see in the first couple videos are videos about consulting. Oh, I didn't want to play that. Zen framework becomes the project at Linux. PHP lock lines of code, static analysis to find PHP, list handler, middleware. This is all over my head. Let's see here. Expressive create handler. I'm imagining the people who come out to look for this very specialized information. Doctrine. I mean, generally speaking, I like the design of these thumbnails. Since you're consistently in them, you really don't even need to include your little logo there. It's pretty clear when you include yourself in them that kind of takes care of your branding, and your consistency with your background and your image is more than enough. You can probably skip the little palm tree there altogether. Generally speaking, I like the way that they are laid out. Clear images, easy to see branding, very consistent with the background. All looks great. And I'll have to leave it to your best judgment that you're actually doing keyword phrases that people are actually searching for. So when you do make videos on specific topics, I would try to do some keyword research and see if people are searching for that particular topic, and then see how they're specifically wording the searches that they're doing, and then try to focus your videos that way. But otherwise, I think that looks pretty good. So I would probably include recent activities in your list up here. I'd probably get rid of that and try to show more playlists. Generally speaking, I like to have at least 5 videos in a playlist before I list it on the main channel page, just so you don't have the gaps like that. At the very least, I would probably push that one down to the bottom and take advantage of that real estate with the full 5 videos or more that you have in these other playlists. So otherwise, looks pretty good. How we doing? Not bad. Started in December, so yeah, you're doing pretty well. Everything's clear and concise, and people can tell what your content is about. The only thing, like I said here, in your last 3 videos, 2 of them were about consulting, and your about section kind of implies that you're doing PHP tech videos. So I'm not sure how much consulting-oriented titles relate to that, or whether that's a little bit off topic, at least for where you are now in the growth of your channel. But an occasional video like that won't hurt, but you don't want to make a habit of making content that's outside the realm of the core of what you're trying to become known for on YouTube. All right. All right, so I'm definitely seeing some people that popped into the chat or the live stream a little bit late. If you want a chance to get your channel reviewed in one of these live streams, I saw somebody say that they've been waiting for 2 months. The key is to definitely get in here early. The live streams start at 9 p.m. Eastern, so figure out what time that is in your time zone and make a note for next week and try to be one of the first people in here. That highly raises your chances of being able to get a channel review. Unfortunately, once I have a list of 10 channels or so that I'm going to review, I can't really keep adding to that list as people show up at the very end of the live stream. So getting in early definitely helps, and will allow you to have a much better chance of getting up on screen so we can take a look at your channel. So I have one last channel. This one is KRDP, and so don't know what's going on with the channel art here. You have a fish up here. You have a bear that looks like it's smoking is your icon. There's no about section. Okay. And your fish is suddenly a sleeping bear. Again, doesn't communicate anything about what you are making videos about. And then I look down here. These appear to be gaming videos that are kind of, let's see, Grand Theft Auto. So what I would... Grand Theft Auto, Grand Theft Auto, Grand Theft Auto. It seems that you're making Grand Theft Auto videos, so rather than having bears up here, I would probably try to have some imagery that looks more related to Grand Theft Auto, so when people come and visit your channel, they can figure out exactly what they should expect from your channel. Definitely want to get actual imagery on your channel, and don't really know what this is in respect to Grand Theft Auto, but I'll leave that to you. And then would try to be like, you have unboxings here, and then you're doing a lot of Grand Theft Auto. I would try to keep it a little more focused on a given topic, so people know what to expect from your channel, and you don't lose people because you start doing videos that they didn't sign up for. Okay, RDP, do you stream every night, or is it like every Monday at 9 p.m.? It's actually every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern. Let's see. All right. All right, so that is the end of the list of channels that I had in my original list. Since we are now at 12:15 a.m. here on the East Coast, it's been a while since I've done a stream this long. So we're going to wrap it up. Thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out. I appreciate it. It was great to get the channel to 30,000 subscribers. As I always say, we are certainly just getting started here on the channel. If you want videos, if you're serious about growing your YouTube channel in an organic way, and getting it to a place where you can actually have it support itself financially, support yourself, become a full-time YouTuber, it is possible. If you want that content that's going to help you simplify YouTube and understand exactly what you need to do to get there, consider clicking that subscribe button and the bell notification icon for all the future content that we're going to be putting out that will help you do just that. It's been a pleasure thus far in getting to 30,000, and we look forward to the next 70,000 and beyond. Who knows what the next 70,000 will bring. But we got a lot of cool stuff coming up. Like I mentioned, I have the event that's coming up in Albany, New York in May of 2020. There'll be tons more information out about that over the next year. But if you've ever wanted to go to an event, tickets to that are only $200, much cheaper than a lot of the other conferences. It is on the East Coast, so if you're somebody on the East Coast that can't make it out to California for the vid summits and VidCons and social media marketing world, this might be the place for you. It's a much smaller venue, so we are limiting the tickets. You can go to peopleofvideo.com if you want to check that out. But like I said, as we get closer and closer to the event, more information will be out, but also tickets are going to become less and less available between now and then. So just something to keep in mind. I will keep you guys posted on that front. And my computer's freezing. Oh, you try to get information at your fingertips. Also, if you guys want to stay in touch with other creators, you can join the Facebook group. You can just go on Facebook and search Creator Fundamentals and find the Facebook group where other like-minded creators like yourselves hang out and share their experiences, answer each other's questions, and ask questions and get them answered. All that kind of good stuff. But gonna wrap it up here tonight. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out. If you didn't get your channel reviewed, get here bright and early next Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern, and I will do my best to review your channel for you. Have a good night, and I'll see you next time.